Hello everyone and welcome back to 20 Minutes Till Dawn Road to 100%. I'm your host Cobalt Oxide, and in today's episode we are going to play as Yuki, the frozen lady, and well, I guess the only weapon that it's low level is the pistol. I don't know how it will work. I will go for a elemental build. Because yeah, she's heavily into elementals. Um, this one and the rest are okay. This one I don't know why you should upgrade it multiple times, because it does nothing basically. I will do some upgrades. I farm a bit more in endless. I made a bonus run, probably at this point of the episode. You guys already seen it, cause yeah, it's about how big can we get. Anyway, standard mode, forest, and let's go. So yeah, basically with this build I will rely heavily on elemental damage. It will be another elemental build because basically her specialty is about elemental builds. She I mean, you can also go like bullet build actually with freezing, because how can I say, the upgrades that she gets is to frozen butterflies. Also she gets like what else does she get? Yeah, enemies that are frozen, they take more bullet damage, like 30% more bullet damage and things like that. Right now I don't get what I really wanted, but it's okay. So yeah, basically always shooting, because we have an upgrade that make us have infinite ammo. Yeah, having infinite ammo after a certain number of kills. So yeah, basically the butterfly, if the enemies are already frozen, it will make them take my bullet damage instead. So yeah, you could go for a bullet damage build actually, but yeah, why not go for an elemental damage? I mean, there are only like free damage builds that you can do. You can do bullet damage, I mean, so to speak. You can do bullet damage, you can do elemental damage and summon. And of course you can combine some things. For example, even if you are doing bullet damage, you can maybe take frost and yeah, try to do some really neat interaction with it, like I had with the Raven. Oh, I lost my whole shield. I mean, this is a tough choice. I will take the soul power. Basically, like I had with Raven, you had Curse, you had Frost, and then everyone was dying when the Curse was activating together with the Frost. And I also had like Assassin that made that when enemy gets to 20% of their health, they insta die. So yeah, that was a very fun build. This one might be a bit, let's say, boring, so to speak, but maybe we'll manage to do it to make it interesting. Who knows? The nice thing is that there are so many build variations. depending on what you get. And yeah, but Frost in this game, it's very, very powerful. It's incredibly powerful. Let's go for rapid fire, why not? I will make a hybrid build actually, even though I've taken the upgrades for elemental build. We did have one quite recently with Spark. Basically, we managed to clear the map with a certain interaction between lightning and how can I say, bullet bounce or box, bullet bounce, I guess it's good. Between lightning and fire, in which every time the lightning hit has hit the enemy that was burning, that enemy basically was oh, I'm shooting an awful lot of frost bullets for us. How can I say? I take running gun. Frost butterflies. Yay, more of them. So yeah, basically was a nice interaction. And here, if I'm not mistaken, at some point, it's a very overpowered character in my opinion. Like the Frost in this game, it's pretty powerful. Of course, it should be because it's not an easy game, but still. Anyway, I don't really have a lot of problems with this character early game. I'm a bit concerned about the first boss, because I don't know if I have enough damage to deal with it. I would really like to be able to get frostbite, but I choose to go for soul power instead, so I don't have to leave like soul hearts on the ground in order to save them for when I get that upgrade. So yeah, this boss is the one that I'm the most afraid of, basically. I mean, because early on the bosses are the hardest. The late game boss, if you have a strong build, it's pretty easy. I mean, you don't have like a lot to do. I don't know what makes the butterflies to spawn, honestly. I don't know if it's enemy killed or my fire rate makes them spawn. Yeah, finally frostbite. So basically every time that every second that they are frozen, they lose 1% of their HP, which is pretty powerful. Move speed, yeah, Tome of the Elements. We are doing kind of elemental build. So anyway, since it seems that this run is going to be easy, I mean, I'm not expecting to have major problem with it, because yeah, we are pretty much overpowered already, and it's only 7 minutes in. I will talk a bit about something else, about one thing that I was thinking recently, and shattered, and now the game is almost won, basically. They will shatter my enemies. Of course, if I can get the assassin 3, it will be even more powerful, but we'll see. It's not like it's not powerful enough. Way powerful than it should be. So anyway, I was thinking about some things about the fact that yeah, everything in this world has a price to pay. Like you want a car, you have to pay a price. You want to have a wife, you have to pay the price. You want to have children, you have to pay a price. You want to open a business or to eat healthy, or I don't know. No matter what you want to do, it's a price that you have to pay, and it's not always money that you have to pay. Money can be part of it. I mean, let's say you want to eat healthy and you have a garden. You don't really pay money, but you do pay with working. Of course, in a lot of things that it's about paying a price. The truth is that it's also a part that involved in money. But the idea is that, and what I was thinking, that no matter what we want to do, we have to pay a price. Like even in Ukrainian war, like Ukraine wants to win the war, and I guess a lot of people want that Ukraine win the war, but there is a price to pay, and it's a heavy price. I mean, those armaments and everything that NATO sends, they don't come free, even though they seem to come free. They come with, I believe that they have some things attached to them, a price that must be paid, and of course it helps Ukraine win the war, and that's awesome. But yeah, they have a price attached to them. Also, like for Ukrainian people, they lose money, they lose infrastructure, they get to live in constant fear of being shelled and bombed and things like that. So yeah, there is also price to pay for them. For Russian people, it's also price to pay. And yeah, the price, like I said, it's not necessarily money. Like Ukrainians are paying with blood. Russian also with blood. And yeah, I was thinking that no matter what's the case, there are prices that it's worth paying for and prices that are not worth paying for. And I was thinking that yeah, for some things it's really not worth paying the price, because yeah, the price is too high for what you get. Like let's say for, I don't know, doing drugs. You want to do drugs and be happy and, I don't know, experience what drugs can give you. You have to pay a price that it's way too high for what they give you. Money, family, you ruin your family, you ruin your life, you basically ruin everything around you by doing that. Which is, yeah, not worth it. The same can be with smoking and drinking alcohol in excess and things like that. You ruin your health, you might get to ruin your family, because yeah, especially if you develop an addiction. I mean, every addiction, it's something that makes you pay a price that is not worth it. And yeah, it's really interesting that, yeah, I don't know if a lot of people are thinking that, well, things came with a price to pay, but what I was thinking was that even Jesus on the cross for our salvation, there was a price to be paid. So yeah, for us to be able to live a life free of those let's say, free of those sins, of those addictions, a price had to be paid for us to be able to get into heaven, to have our sins forgiven and things like that. It was a price that had to be paid, and it was paid for by Jesus. And mind you, it was not cheap. I mean, basically the price was his life. He lived for like we should have lived, and he died the death that we should have died. And yeah, dying death on the cross is one of the most painful deaths that anyone can experience. It's a very, very slow death and a lot of pain and everything that, yeah, he suffered without him being guilty of anything, just because, yeah, there was a price that needed to be paid for our salvation, and he was the one who was willing to be paid, because to pay it, because, yeah, he thought that it was worth it. And that's so, I mean, incredible. I mean, in order to you pay the price for somebody else. And yeah, this is one of the prices that was in the history of mankind that was, how can I say, that was worth paying for by someone. And that was God, the Son of God, Jesus Christ. And also for those who want to, let's say, for those who want to have that life of salvation, to be followers of Jesus Christ, there is also a price that has to be paid, and that's associated with that. A price that is not easy to pay. It's not a small price, it's a big price, but it's one of those prices that are worth it. Because, yeah, what you get in return, it's so much more than what you pay for, which is, yeah, very, very worth it. I mean, some people would look and say, oh well, if I'm repenting and I'm coming to God, then I will not be able to have fun, I will not be able to yeah, do things that I like and things like that. And in a way, yeah, you can say that, because there are some things that you cannot do anymore, but these things never really give you anything of value. Like, let's say the example with being a drug addict. It doesn't give you anything of value. You pay for a few moments of pleasure, you pay with everything you have, because this is how the devil works. He makes you, and he makes us as people pay prices that are way too big for what he's offering. So yeah, for a few moments of pleasure, you destroy everything, you lose everything. But what you get is instead happiness, true happiness, that doesn't come from with happiness that doesn't come with that price attached of losing, in a way, everything. Because, yeah, you find happiness in Jesus Christ and in a relationship with Him. And more importantly, you get to spend eternity in heaven, which I guess everyone, in a way, wants to live in a world that is perfect, in which everyone is helping each other, in which people are not doing wars, in which everyone is nice and yeah, cool to each other and things like that. And on this earth, we do not get to have that, unfortunately, because, yeah, our sinful nature is the one who is not allowing us to have that. But in heaven, everything that we want I mean, that we think will be there. There will be no more wars, there will be no more hunger, no more sickness, no more cancer. No, none of that. It will be like an eternity of joy and peace, and how things we want to be on this earth. Like, yeah, I don't think that anyone wants wars and sickness and things like that. I mean, yeah, I will take this one. And yeah, that it is. But more importantly, we will spend an eternity with the one who paid the price for our sin, the one who was willing to pay the price with our Creator, with God, and we will see Him face to face. We will not have to be like on this earth, like long distance relationship, in the idea that is not like today long distance relationship in which you have the technology to actually see your face and things like that, but more like how it was in the old time with letters and things like that. So yeah, it will be awesome. And the price that we have to pay, the fact that yeah, you don't get to do everything that you want to do, may seem for some people a lot, but it's worth it. I mean, it doesn't mean that as children of God you cannot really have fun anymore, and you have to live a very sober life without doing anything funny and be like, oh, everything should be very serious. But you do get to, in a way, to do things that truly matter. And walking with God is a life in which you get to do always things that truly matter. Because everything that we do on this earth at some point is going to degrade and is going to be broken and things like that. Even a house, the most beautiful house that we could have, in time it will degrade. If you leave a house untended for a long period of time, it will degrade. And with my wife now we are looking for a place to, let's say, maybe buy or things like that in order to have it as our own, because where we are living now, we are in a way living in a rent. But if we want to stay in this city long time and keep serving God and serving others, then we would want to have a place on our own. And of course we don't afford a new house, so we are looking for old house, hoping to find something that it may be not such a good shape, but it's still okay and doesn't need a lot of money to renovate. But yeah, what we found when we were looking for them was the fact that, well, a lot of the old houses are degrading and quite fast. So yeah, it's basically everything that we are everything that we are looking for is degrading, and it's not how we would want them to be. But yeah, you cannot, it's the way that this world works. Everything is decaying, everything is in a way getting old and broken, like we are getting old and broken. But that's not what's happening when we are doing things for God and for heaven. We do things that last forever, that don't degrade, that don't grow old. They just last forever. And this is the most awesome things. This thing that you do something that truly matters, that truly has value, and something that you can get or meet even after you die. Because yeah, when we die, we don't take anything with us. We don't take our houses, we don't take our bank accounts, we don't take anything. But what we do get is what we have done for God as children of God. So yeah, it's worth it to pay the price. Anyway, it was a very easy run, so um, this is why I took more time to talk about what was on my mind. And yeah, as you can see, this is very strong character. Anyway, I hope you enjoy it, and yeah, we'll see each other next time. Anyway, let's buy the last rune, and yeah, as usual, take care and have a wonderful evening and a blessed day. Bye bye.